Okay, we started the research at this place a few years ago when we did our film Leuna, which was also shown in Nyon. And Leuna used to be the biggest refinery in Europe. And through the research we ended up at this place, which is the biggest artificial lake, and we knew about the refugee camp at the shore of the lake, and we came to know about the specific habits of the bird migrating from Africa to Europe and choosing by word same or similar routes as we know from the media refugees are taking to come from Africa to Europe. So this was the reason for us to investigate more on a constructed landscape, where we thought, okay, there are people who thought this out, and they installed an idea and a system monetizing landscape in form of a touristic attraction, which for us was some sort of a metaphor for how also, in our opinion, there is been dealt with refugees in this case. In the case of the young man from Niger, Gagnon, he is completely isolated with the 250 other men who are mainly refugees from West Africa, installed in this camp. And so this was the beginning, and then we ended up finding two more stories that we had to add to the film. Maybe you can say something for the German part of it.
Yeah, I think the important for us in the film was like that you also have kind of the German background in this all, and not just make this parallel between a bird and humans. It was not enough. No, we wanted to add or find the kind of migration which was just like a few kilometers, but there were also destroyed houses to get this resources, this coal out of to produce energy. And yeah, I think that's why then we discovered or met this old guy, Matauschek, who lost his house and is now underwater, all his memories somehow also. And that was a good starting point to find also the Syrian family father, Culurgioni, in the last episode, who is living in the Glückaufstraße, Luck-Up Street, in houses which were constructed for people who lost their houses during the GDR system and the coal, taking out the coal of the earth. They built these houses, and now they are mostly empty, and they put refugees there. So the whole circle of started in the
it's absurd
GDR.
because also there is this idea of monetizing some sort of tradition or history, empty space, and by renting it to firms that put people in there and make more money than they spend on the habitat of the people there, and without giving them any opportunity to move freely actually in this area, because it's expensive to move to get to the most basic things and to find also connection to the society. The next city is quite far away, and they always have to travel, and on their routes, on these ways, they get they experience harassment, as for example in the scene with the man shouting out of the car Heil Hitler and stuff like this.
Yeah, especially this area, after the wall came down, a lot of people lost their jobs, and big unemployment, and also for the youth there's no perspectives, and so it's like ending up that you have old people, a lot of who are still kind of connected to their history and have these traditions of miners and stuff, and of course it was somehow not easy to shoot, but we told everyone what we are doing, and maybe one strategy was also that it was kind of everyone gets the same amount of time and the same duration or density in the story. So in the end, everyone who participated somehow found himself also within the film. That was a really good experience. But on the other hand, there were some really hard shooting days where people, for example, it was somehow hard to enter some places to film even this small train, because the owner was really, he knew that we were shooting with refugees, and it took a long time to get the permission to shoot this. I mean, it's nothing special. It's even, I don't know why, but I think it's due to this mentality. But in general, it was also, I think, somehow a way to connect these people also. I mean, of course, we cannot build utopia there, but within this, when we showed it the first time, and all people sitting together, I don't know, now they are aware of it, and I think at least the film can open a kind of space for this. And it was, I think, also the main reason shooting it, because you have a lot of space there. I mean, it's an empty landscape, it's completely artificial. They are building up kind of holiday paradise, but why don't leave place also for people, foreign people? And this absurdity ends up in these parallel stories that we shot. But it's still a question that remains, I think, especially for Europe, it's not just Germany.